Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Dvar Torah. I'm missing you all, and I think we should be encouraged that Baruch Hashem things are moving in the right direction. We can now at least do some shopping and see some football, and we hope that Mi'ez Hashem we will soon be able to resume some type of shul services, whilst at the same time maintaining an online presence for those who are not able to come. But slowly, please God, we'll make our way back to some type of normality. This week's Sedra is one of the most interesting and exciting ones in the whole Torah. The Jewish people were on the edge, were about to go into the land of Israel, and they started to panic, and they said, 1 minute, we don't know where we're going. Why don't we send some spies to check it out? So Shlach starts where they came to Moshe Rabbeinu and they said, let's send some spies. And when Moshe asked God, he said, I promised you it's a good land, it's flowing with milk and honey. You can either trust me, or if you want, you can send spies. But remember, this might not work out very well for you. But the people put pressure, and they gathered, and they shouted, and they argued, and eventually Moshe Rabbeinu chose 12 outstanding, righteous individuals, and their job was to go and see the cities in Israel, see where the weak points were, to see the strength of the people, to see what type of land it was, and to report back. And we know they came back after 40 days, and 10 of them had decided that conquering Israel was impossible, and they set panic amongst the people. Only 2, Yehoshua and Kalev, remained loyal to Hashem and said, we will be successful. And the question is asked, what happened to the other 10? How was it that such great tzaddikim, such righteous people, failed to see the beauty and failed to see how they would successfully, with Hashem's help, conquer the land of Israel? And the Sfas Emes explains that they were biased because they were thinking about life in the desert, and when they saw the land of Israel, they started to think about how things would change when they moved into the land of Israel. In the desert, they had everything they wanted. They had food from heaven. They were being looked after miraculously, and they could therefore spend all their time devoted to the holy books, to learning the Torah, to coming close to Hashem. And the Meraglim, the spies, realized when we come to the land, suddenly we're going to have to live a normal life. We're going to have to start tilling the fields. We're going to have to make the land inhabitable. We're going to have wars against the existing nations. And what's going to happen with people's ruchnius? What's going to happen with their spiritual endeavors? They're going to slowly wane, and they won't be as great, and people will lose their level of kedusha, of holiness, that they currently have. And that bias led them to see the land of Israel in a negative light, and to be scared by the great giants they saw there, and the huge fruits that they said obviously feed a people who are much, much stronger than us. So whilst they had very noble intentions, they were wrong. And the reason they were wrong is because Hashem doesn't expect of us, and He doesn't want us, and He doesn't challenge us to live holy and religious lives that exist outside of normal life. Our job is to make spiritual and holy our normal lives. And therefore this message is very, very appropriate as we're easing lockdown, as we are now going to perhaps witness the first title for a Liverpool team in 30 years, and as we might be able to go shopping, as life returns to normal. Are we going to return to normal? Or are we going to be able to sanctify our daily lives? Because those are the challenges that Hashem wants us to face. He wants to know Not will we Zoom when we've got nothing else to do, and daven when we've got nothing else to do, but will we continue to do so when we could be watching the football, when we could be going shopping, when we could be going out and about? Will we come to shul? Will we just go back to life as it used to be? Or will we take some lessons from this coronavirus time and work out how we're going to remain inspired and be inspired during normal times? Because normal times are where Hashem wants us to show that we are able to withstand and live up to the challenge He set for us. I wish you all a good Shabbos.